My pillow. Oh, hi guys. This is my trusty old, it's just much more comfortable to have a pillow. Oh, as usual, I wish Pixie would come over here, guys, but she just, I don't know. It's like when I turn the camera on and then there's that little dink when it comes on, she flies to the couch and curls up. I don't know, maybe she just doesn't like the sound. This one hears it and it's like, I'm ready to be in front of the camera, guys. I don't know what it is, but anyway, guys, I just showered, put on my fuzzy warms. I'll tell you, this is one of my favorite. I have one in gray and this one. Every time I look at myself on camera with one of these on, I feel like, God, it looks like I gained 20 or 30 pounds overnight just because it's so thick and fuzzy. Girl, calm down. She is in a mood today. In fact, I think I need to get this off of her. It's a little too warm. Let's get that off of you. There we go. Yeah, she's just in a mood today. I'm telling you guys, I don't know what it is. She woke up feisty as could be. She just woke up as feisty as could be. Yes, she did. But anyway, guys, I hope you're doing well. And hope you're having a good start to your day or night, wherever you're watching this from. But yeah, I had to make this video today because I dreamt, oddly enough, I was, you know how it feels like you've been dreaming all night? I felt like I was dreaming all night about when I was a kid, or mainly a teenager. And it got me to thinking about how much the world has changed since I was a teenager. Because I'm 69 years old. So I was a teenager in the 70s. And the dream was about just me being out with friends and being at home with my parents, just a lot of different dreams, but it did make me stop and think about how things have changed. Man, you know, those of you that are around my age, you remember, no baby, not now, not now. God, she's just in a mood. You remember when you were a teenager, around my age, you were a teenager, and when we would go out, when I'd go out with my friends, my parents didn't have a clue where we were, right? Didn't have a clue. It'd be, I'm going out with my friends, out the door, gone. Just gone. Having a good old time. And it made me stop and think how nowadays kids with all their cell phones and their iPads and their laptops and this and that, constantly on those things. I mean, when I was a teenager and we walked everywhere or caught a bus, we weren't handed cars when we turned 16 and got our license. We were able to use our parents' car whenever they would let us. If we couldn't use a car, we'd walk or we'd catch a bus, one or the other. And I think about the kids now. When I see kids walking around now anywhere, it's this, right? This is it. They're like this the whole time, totally unaware of anything around them. And I think to myself, I am so grateful I did not grow up with all this technology, and I really mean that. Yes, it has its good points. There's no doubt that technology has its good points and good things. Like, yeah, it's great to have a cell phone. If you're driving and your car breaks down, you can just call for help or whatever. Yeah, instead of having to walk somewhere, which I had to do in my lifetime. My car broke down, I had to walk to a store or someplace to call for help. I've had to do that. So yeah, it's a huge convenience. But just in terms of being out there as a kid, we had to walk, and if we did get to use our parents' car, it was like, yes! Oh, I gotta turn this heater down. This thing makes so much noise, guys. Oh, I'd have to be yelling at you to talk to you. Yeah, it's a loud heater for some reason. But anyway, God, I lost my train of thought. Oh, but we, you know, we would be so excited about just being able to use our parents' car. It was like, yes! I remember it'd be like, yes, they're going to let me use it. You know, it was exciting. But now kids are given cars as soon as they can drive. They don't go through all the things we did that I really believed helped us, I don't know, grow up or something. I don't know how to put it. But it wasn't as easy. And I think that says a lot about how we were raised. And I think back to when, you know, when we visited people, you know, family, friends, whatever, we were actually visiting and talking, right guys? We were actually visiting and talking. Now everybody's doing this when they're at someone's home. And I think back to the times when I was growing up and we visited relatives, we were talking with each other, talking with our cousins, our grandmother, our aunts, we were talking. There was none of this all the time. And I'm so glad for that because I have memories. I have clear memories of what was talked about, of what they did, of how things were. Clear memories because I wasn't distracted by this. I have very clear memories. And I think back to that and it's like, what happened, you know? I mean, just the excitement of things in life at that time. I remember when my parents finally got a Zenith color TV. Oh my God. We got, you know, in the square with the skinny legs. It went from the black and white that was in one of those cabinets, you know, the little black and white TV in one of those big cabinets. That's what we had. And then they got a Zenith color TV. Oh my gosh, you talk about excitement and wow. I mean, that was a big deal. And you know what, guys? Now, I'm not excited by anything anymore like that. Technology has gotten to the point where nothing excites me. It's like, oh, they built a new this. They built a new robot. Oh, they improved the phone. Oh, that's about it. To me, it feels like technology has reached a point where I just don't find anything fascinating anymore. And I think about those things when I was growing up that were fascinating. And when we had, we used to have a milkman. Do you guys remember that? We used to have a milkman and I loved it. It was so exciting for that milkman to come because they would leave these little things, it was like a little ring of tabs that had what was on there, ice cream, milk, whatever. And my mom would pick out the tabs she wanted, put it out there, the milkman would pick it up, then the next day he'd bring whatever she ordered. And I remember my mom going to the door, looking out, and there's the milk in the glass bottles and the other things she ordered. And it was exciting. It was like, oh goody, the milkman's here. I don't know if you guys remember that, but I do. And there was just more communication in so many ways, even the milkman coming. My mom talking to the milkman. The ice cream man, Mr. Softy. We used to have a Mr. Softy. Oh, I loved when Mr. Softy came around and he would dip that white ice cream cone in either the red or the chocolate, I think it was cherry or chocolate glazed stuff that hardened immediately. Oh man, what a treat if I saw Mr. Softy coming around. Don't do that nowadays because of the danger of what crazy people might be putting in the stuff that they're giving to you. You don't see that anymore. I can't remember the last time I saw an ice cream truck going around. Used to be one that would come here when I first moved here over 9 years ago. Haven't seen one in years. And I just think back, the dream was about coming home from school. My mom was always in the kitchen. I swear to you, every time I came home from school, it was like my mom was in the kitchen making something. I don't know. That's just the way it was. And I think about my friends and I, we would walk around at night. I mean, it was safe then. And we would walk around at night. We'd get together. We'd be walking through all the neighborhoods or down a main street, whatever. We didn't care. We were just having fun. And I'm so glad because I think back to those times when I would go out with my friends. I was getting away from mom and dad, right? Getting away. I'm free. And they didn't know what we were doing. I can't imagine being tracked the way kids are now. Tracked for everything. Tracked by their phone, tracked by, they walk out the door, they can be tracked by their parents, where they drive, what they do, where they're at, what time they got there. Oh man, I can't even imagine that as a teenager, because it was freedom. It was like, I am out of the house, I'm away from mom and dad, let's go have fun. And we would just go. We'd drive all over the place, you know, if we had the car. We'd walk all over the place. And somehow we were responsible enough to not get into situations the majority of time to where we would need a cell phone to call for help, or have our parents tracking us all the time. Somehow we got through it, guys, right? If you're watching this and you're somewhere in my age range in your 60s, or around, well, living the life that I led back in the 70s, somehow we didn't end up in situations to where we were constantly needing help. Oh yeah, there's that cell phone in case. I really think that helped us mature. I really do. It was like, well, we got to be responsible. And back in that day, it was payphones, right? Sometimes we would make sure there was a payphone around, or we knew what areas had the payphones in case we needed to get help. And put that dime in. Remember the dime payphone? And somehow we managed to get through those years and survive without all of this stuff. Survive without the cell phone. We occupied ourselves. We had to occupy ourselves with things, activities, getting together with friends or people, getting outside, doing whatever. Now kids are locked in their rooms or in their houses with iPads, with laptops, with cell phones. They're just locked in their houses. I mean, that's what it's like. Where I live, it's a miracle if I see a kid walk by. It's like a miracle, like, oh my God, there's a young person. They're all locked in their house playing games, doing this, doing that on technology. And to me, that's kind of sad. It's like, wow, that's the extent of their socializing, is somebody through a screen. It's like, no, we grew up socializing. We grew up getting out there in the world, you know, getting out there and doing things. We weren't locked in a house, in our bedrooms with the door closed, doing this or that. No. And I gotta say, I'm so grateful. I remember, you know, my mom, she would put her shows on, her soap operas, she would call them God, I can't remember what she used to call my shows. She used to say, my shows are on. Be quiet. You know, she had to watch her shows, all those soap operas. Yes, she had to watch it. I remember them distinctly, because in those days when you weren't completely glued to cell phones, iPhone or iPads and laptops, you were aware of what was going on in your world around you, even inside your house. So I have a lot of memories of what went on in my household, what went on with my parents, with my siblings, with whatever. I'm very aware of all of that because I wasn't like this the whole time. And I see that. I've even seen people out on the street, like I was driving to Target and there's this guy on his cell phone, and he looked like he might be, you know, 16, 17. He just started walking across the crosswalk without looking. And luckily the car that went by was able to swerve, and then he's awakened like, oh shoot, I'm just walking. Man, no such thing existed when I was young. You paid attention to your world and what was around you. You just simply did. And I don't know, guys, it's like I think about the dream I had was so strange. It was all about the way things were when I was growing up, when I was a teenager. And listening to the stereo, right? Your stereo. You'd buy your albums and put them on your stereo. Oh, that was a big deal, to listen to your albums on your stereo. Now, Now, yes, there are advantages to what we have now. I admit that. Like I have Google Home Assistant and I can tell it to put on any music I want and it just comes on, which is great. But I'm just kind of thinking back to when there were so many things we had to do, not just speak for, or not just pull our hands up with something and there it is. We had to do something to get something. You know what I mean? And to get any kind of a reward. Now it's just, bam, speak and you've got what you want right there. And I'm thinking back to the shows that my parents used to watch, the TV at night, what is Bonanza, Rifleman, I can't even think of any right now, but you know what I'm talking about, those older shows. I Love Lucy. I used to watch The Addams Family, Gilligan's Island, all those, they were good, they were good shows. There goes my remote. They were good shows, you know what I mean? They were family oriented and they were just good shows to watch on TV. And I remember all that. That was part of the dream too. In the dream, the TV was on and I could hear the beginning music of Bonanza. I was like, and when I woke up, I literally woke up and I thought, dun 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 dun, and it was weird. It's like, where is this coming from? But I don't know, guys. I have to say I'm very grateful. I did not wake up or grow up with all this technology. I really am. I think about the bus rides when we decide to go to the mall. We have a mall here in Albuquerque called Coronado Mall. And back then, it was a big deal, And if we wanted to go, we'd catch that bus. And the fun we would have on the bus, laughing and being silly, just, girls being silly on the bus. And then we get to the mall, walking around, catch the bus to come back. And sometimes we even walked to the mall, which, believe me, from where I lived at that time with my parents, it was a heck of a long walk. And I mean, we're talking a long walk. But we did it sometimes. And it was just fun. And getting together at friends' houses. When we got together with each other, we were with each other. There was none of this looking at cell phones and, oh yeah, really? Uh-huh. Oh, I know. Yeah, it's cool. Oh, look what's on here. Oh my God, look. No, we were with each other. We were talking. We were laughing. We were crying. We were complaining. We were venting. We were there with each other. Not now. You see all the kids together. It was, what was it? About 2 weeks ago, I guess. Yeah, it was about 2 weeks ago. And it was strange. There's this game place near the Target that I live by. There's a game place, and it's where kids go to play video games, what have you. Well, there was like a group of them standing outside of the building, outside of the place that it's at. And I was like, I sat in my car and I looked at them. I thought, there's about 6 kids there. Were they sitting there talking, laughing, playing? No. Each one of them was like this. Yep. Each one of them. And I thought, man, if that had been back in my day, we'd have been out there laughing, talking, being silly, or just having a good old time with each other, sharing. I don't know, guys. I think back to those days and what I saw in that dream, and the thrills that came about, just, I don't know how to explain it, just the thrills that came out. Like I said, getting that color TV, whoa, what a big deal that was. Now, guys, I don't know about you, but I can walk into a place like Best Buy or some other technological type of place, and none of it does anything for me. The TVs now, that was I think the biggest excitement for me in this technology world, was getting the TVs now that you can just pick up and carry wherever you want. They're thin and they're whatever. That to me was a big deal. Like, wow, this is cool. Like my TV, I can pick it up and take it wherever I want. I have 3 TVs in the house, but the bedroom ones are small. But yeah, that was a neat neat invention there, not having those huge big box heavy TVs. That was great. But that's pretty much where the excitement for me has ended. It's like all of this technology, I walk it, like I said, I walk into a Best Buy and it's like, oh, bigger TVs, oh, smarter cameras, smarter this, smarter that. There's no thrill left because there's been so much of it. And I really feel like I grew up in a time when we did get to see those big changes, those big advances in humanity in the technology, which, yeah, that's why we're where we are. But I grew up at a time seeing that starting to occur, and it was exciting. But now, guys, what do the kids have? A new computer, a new laptop, a new phone. Oh, that's cool. I just don't see a lot of the excitement in stuff or life as I did when I was growing up, because we didn't have all of this stuff. I don't know, guys. I went back in that dream to times when life was simpler. It was simpler, and the majority of that dream was when I went out with my friends, and we just, I don't know, the silliness, the laughter, the sneakiness behind the parents, you know, sneaking around doing things that maybe you knew your parents wish you didn't do, but they couldn't track us. They couldn't say, oh, well, at 10 o'clock last night you were at this place. What were you doing there? We didn't have that. And all of you around my age who did grow up at that time and were a teenager around the 70s, you know what I'm talking about. We all went places maybe we shouldn't have. We all went places or did things that maybe we shouldn't have. Like, I will give you an example. When I was dating at that time, I was 16, and there's an area here called the Foothills here in Albuquerque. Well, at that time, it wasn't a really developed area. It's at the foot of the mountains. There was some housing projects started, but very little. And the rest of it was just open area. Well, one night we decided, the guy I was dating and my friend and the guy she was dating, we decided to go up there at the Foothills and drink some vodka. Yeah, we drank vodka, biggest regret of my life. But somehow one of them got some vodka, drank that, and oh my God, even they drove home. He drove home, the guy I was dating, he drove home after we were sitting up there drinking vodka. Oh, well, my parents would have never known it had I not come home, walk in the house, and I immediately had to puke. Oh my God, I was like dying. I ran into the bathroom as quiet as I could because my parents were asleep, and I'm just, heaving it from that vodka. Well, I walk out of the bathroom, which the bathroom at that house faced my parents' bedroom door. And I walk out of the bathroom, and there's my dad. And of course, you know, you can smell that, right? He just looks at me and he goes, well, hope you had a good time tonight. Slammed his bedroom door shut. And I was like, I'm sitting there dying. You know, I'm sitting on my bed with my head spinning and just wanting to do nothing but puke. But that's what he did. Hope you had a good time tonight. Didn't help me. My mom didn't come out. Nobody came out to help me. I was just like, oh, it was the most horrible feeling. That's why I can't, it was just terrible. Even the thought of drinking vodka can make me feel sick. It was so bad. But they didn't know. They didn't know where we were. He never would have known had that not happened to me. But you know what I'm talking about. It was the freedom of getting out there and just kind of living our life, guys, you know, and really associating with and talking with and communicating with one another. So much of that is gone now. So much. And the other thing is the phone. Remember the good old landlines. I don't know about you, but me growing up, especially as a teenager, one phone in the house, and in our case it was always from my years anyway, There was one phone landline in the hallway with a super long cord, right? Super long cord. Take that phone piece and walk off to my bedroom and close the door on my landline to talk. It was, you know, if we were going to talk with a friend, well, we had to make sure that that phone was okay to use. My parents didn't let us just sit on the phone chatting forever. We'd talk for a while, and then my mom or my dad would be like, "That okay, that's enough, time to get off the phone." Because then, if somebody was trying to, back then, if somebody was trying to call you, well, they'd get a busy signal. So they limited our time, you know, and so we made the most of the time while we were talking on that phone. Now kids of young ages all have their cell phones. I don't know, guys. It's just a different world to me, and I guess it just comes down to the fact that I think that dream made me think of a lot of memories that I'm so glad I grew up with, as opposed to what kids are growing up with now, and the way kind of life is now. And remember that phone, when it rang, it was answered, right? It was answered. Now, then once we got caller ID, and then now cell phones with caller ID, basically, it's like, oh, I'm not going to answer that. Back then, the phone rang, you answered it. So there was always communication. I don't know, guys. I think, you know what I'm getting at? It was like, it was just, in many ways, it was a much better time. In so many ways, when it comes to human interaction, human experiences, to me, it was just a better time in a lot of ways. And neighbors really talking to one another, getting to know one another, helping one another, you know, neighbors always talking to each other. I don't know. There's so much now that I have to say there's a lot of things I miss about the times when I was younger. Just a lot of things that I think about that dream brought to the forefront of my brain there, like, wow, remember this, remember that, how fun was that, how exciting was that, what a new experience that was, how the neighbors were, how just everything was so different. And anyway, guys, running out of time here. I just had to make this. I know I made a video yesterday, but this just was on my mind because of that dream. So anyway, hope you guys are having a good weekend, and hope all is well for you, and maybe this stirred up some memories of yours too that were good. I hope it did. I really did. Take care, guys. I will see you later on my next video. I don't know when that'll be. Didn't expect to make one today. So take care, guys, and think of the good times. If you're around my age, think of those times gone by they were pretty cool. They were cool, especially in the 70s. Coolest time of all. Take care, guys. Excuse me, Lily. Can I get up? You silly girl.